Welcome, friends. So, welcome to the Fur Life Facebook page, and you can also find us on Mindfulness for Dogs. I'm Inika, founder of Fur Love, a luxury dog skin and body care product company. I have with me Rachel, who is the senior vet nurse for Fur Love and head of our amazing social media and marketing. Woo. And we're so happy to have with us Darran Rowe, who is a dog behaviourist and dog trainer. Is that right, Darran?
It is, yeah. So I'm a canine behaviourist and a dog trainer. Yeah. And I'm joined today with my lovely little puppies. 22 weeks old. This is little Star here, and he's a border collie. And if you can see Twinkle, just about.
Yeah.
Twinkle. Yeah. She's a border collie, and they're kind of brother and sister, but not quite, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Same breeder.
The stars of the show.
A bit shy, are you?
Not they weren't a moment ago. All right, so we're talking about pampering and bonding. And right off the bat, Darran, I have a question for you. So a lot of us on this right now, myself and Rachel included, we love to pamper our dogs. And I have no doubt that pampering, and not even necessarily pampering, but paying attention to and grooming our dogs, caring for their skin and paws, improves skin and paw health. But does that also, that bonding and that pampering, improve dog emotional health or benefits dog emotional health? And is dog emotional health a thing?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, the mindfulness for dogs should give it away from me. Certainly the well-being of the dog is really important as far as I'm concerned. And if you get the well-being right, then the behavioural issues probably don't happen. But if you go back to puppies with their mums groom the puppies, they lick them, they do all those kind of things, and that builds a bond, starts to build that real sort of strong relationship. And if you notice here that little Star and Twinkle are very relaxed around me, because from very early age, literally from the second we got them, our hands are there, we're stroking them, we're playing them, we're touching all sorts of areas. So we're touching the feet, we're touching the back end, which nobody ever touches. We're touching around the mouth, around the ears. These guys, you can see them, these guys are pretty bulletproof when you touch them. Twinkle, you can stick your fingers in her nose and she doesn't care. So as much pampering as you can possibly do with your dog when they're younger, or even when they're older, is a really good thing. You just want to be careful of the stress signs if it's an older dog, because they may not be used to it, especially if it's a rescue dog. Yeah,
so that's an important point. For dogs who haven't had this routine established in their puppiness or their youth, how can we desensitize dogs? Because of course there are lots of dogs who aren't used to having their paws handled. And in fact, we should be looking at our dog's paws every time they go out and run in the bush, because they can't tell you when something's in between their, in between their.
Yeah, they actually do tell us all the time. So when I'm stroking a dog, as I'm running my hands down them, I'm looking for stress signs from the dog, and one of those is a really big lick. So I'd probably try it, and if you can see it, if I come right in close.
It means my dog tries to tell me she's hungry when she does that.
Yeah, I was just thinking that as well.
That's actually a stress sign. So particularly if you're really close to a dog, or if I'm stroking my dog down here and I'm touching something that's a bit sore, they'll do that lick, and it's a kind of sign for you to say hands off a little bit. So they do tell you things like that. Also, they might look away from you. They might try and lick your hand if it's really. So dogs do tell you everything. We just don't really.
We don't know. Yeah.
Is that kind of like a yawning thing as well?
Yeah. So yawning, the thing about yawning, it's getting lots of oxygen into the brain, and that's just a sign, isn't it? So what I do is, if you think of your fingers, there's 10 points there that are quite sort of hard when you touch. If you use the back of your hands, there's a lot less. It's a lot less stressful for a dog when you're massaging. I've lost the dog here. If I look at Twinkle here, there he is.
Oh, there he is.
Sort of thing, it's a lot less stressful than if I do this. And we go straight into this, don't we? We do this sort of thing with a dog.
Yeah, a lot of people do that. It hypes them up.
We're going to be doing nice and then we can get them used to it, and then they're fine. Particularly around the faces, that sort of thing. There's a thing that you can look up if anybody's really interested, called Tellington Touch, which is a really great form of massage to desensitize a dog to touch.
Yeah. So if we were trying to desensitize their paws, what do you think is the first way to go about it?
Yeah. So I'm just going to grab my treats. I do use treats when I train. I think it's a really important thing. I think we need to distinguish between Star,
Smart dog.
bribing though and training. So I'm really bribing here, okay? Twinkle. So if I bring out Star's paw, Twinkle. Never work with children or dogs. If I bring up Star's paw and I touch it, then I give him a treat.
Yeah.
So I touch it, I give him a treat. And I want to associate something positive. I better use Twinkle as well because she'll be upset. So I touch the paw and I give him a treat. And if it's a small puppy, I'm going to be doing that quite a lot. I'm going to be touching areas, giving a treat. I want them to positive association with dog, basically. Dogs can be quite ticklish. So if I start to put my fingers inside the paw, then they might come and try and lick my hand or bite my hand. Yeah. I can then just give them a treat just as he's about to do that, just to say, actually, it's okay. You get a positive. Not rocket science, but think if every time I touch the dog's paw, he gets a treat.
Yeah.
Sort of association with that, isn't he? So
yeah. Yeah. So there are lots of videos at the moment on Instagram of people putting Glad wrap around their head and pasting peanut butter over it. What do you think about that as a way to encourage dogs to?
I think it's a fantastic thing to get your Instagram followers up, definitely.
Yeah.
And maybe I might do it. I don't know. Maybe mask on as well. Anything again that's going to have a positive association.
Yeah.
So you probably look a bit stupid. I haven't tried it. I probably should. If I do this, and my dogs are definitely going to do that. Yeah. I think it would work. Like I say, all you're trying to do is desensitize the dog to whatever you're doing. But if you're doing it in the shower, which I think was the video, if I remember seeing it online, a couple of things you want to be a bit careful when you're getting a dog used to being washed. Okay, the face is the sensitive area. So if you pour water on the face, they're going to hate it straight away. So always start from the back and work forward. And when we had the puppies, we didn't just throw them in the shower and then put the shower on them and scare the hell out of them. We got cups of water, and it was their feeding cup, and they know that their feeding cup is something positive. And we just put a little bit, and again a treat, a little bit, and a treat, and we really took it nice and slow.
Using the feeding cup is a good idea.
Yeah.
Even having a food bowl in the shower with you just adds that little bit of positive association.
Yeah.
It's quite scary, isn't it? In the end, these guys love it. The other thing is, don't use freezing cold water, right?
I was going to ask, warm shower or cold?
Yeah, hose or shower.
I remember we're on gas bottles, and I remember going in the shower a couple of weeks back, and the gas bottle must have run out, and it went from lovely and warm to freezing cold in about 2 seconds.
Ooh.
Honestly, if that's what the dog experiences, I wouldn't want to be in the shower ever again.
Yeah, it's traumatic for sure.
Yeah.
So what are some other ways we can try to relax our dogs, in these grooming and pampering sessions? And it might not necessarily be a shower. Of course, we're not going to shower dogs every day, but what would you incorporate in these pampering and grooming sessions, or these bonding sessions with dogs?
So again, I want to make me the best thing ever.
Yeah.
The most important thing, isn't it? The dog, if the dog thinks I'm not the be all and end all of their life, but I am a fantastic thing to be around, then they're not going to be interested in anything else, first of all, okay? And if you notice these guys...
Especially Star. He loves you.
So we do a lot of canine massage.
Yeah.
So every time I touch a dog, I'm not hyping them up and doing this stuff, which gets them really excited. Anytime I stroke a dog, I'm calming them down. You can see the effects are just literally... He's a 22-week-old puppy. There's not many I know that are this chilled out.
Yeah, so chilled.
Not even bothered about me at the moment. So we do lots and lots of calming, lots of focus. So when you're training your dog, just get that focus, but get the eye contact.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing. If you notice these guys, they're staring at you all the time. If you don't have eye contact, you don't have anything with a dog. And that's a perfect opportunity when you're grooming a dog, isn't it? To have a dog sat in front of you, looking at you whilst you're grooming.
Yeah.
It's a perfect opportunity to do that sort of thing and just build that bond. What do you want? What do you want? Yeah.
And in a family setting where you've got a puppy and lots of children, how would you do that? Should it be in a quiet, calm place? Should you have the TV blaring or not? Should you?
Yeah. So think of that again. If you want to build a bond with your dog, you've got to give 100%. He's sleeping now. You've got to give 100% to your dog. Yeah. So if you've got the mobile phone going, you've got the TV going, the kids screaming, then you're only really giving maybe 2% to your dog if you're lucky. So what you really want to be doing is giving yourself that space. If you ever meditate, go to that lovely space that you set up for your own sort of well-being, and then take your dog in there and do that. Oops, got a crazy thing going on outside now.
And do your own dogs enjoy bath time? Do you think we can ever get our dogs to enjoy bath time?
Yes, definitely. These guys do.
Yeah.
We have one dog that we got as a rescue and not into bathing at all, but she'll quite happily sit outside with a hosepipe. And that's what she's okay with. She goes to the groomer and she's okay, but if you run the bath with her, she runs a mile. But the rest of them are pretty happy to do that. So what I'm doing here is I'm actually doing a calming thing at the moment. So we hold the collars and we relax the dogs, and it's about me calming. He's more interested in Billy's just gone off and down. She'll start to lie down now and relax, hopefully, or maybe not.
Interesting. So why the collar?
So holding the collar, I want the collar to be really positive. Yeah. Quite often we make that collar quite negative, especially, and I think we can answer one of those questions.
Yeah.
If we connect the lead to the collar and we start pulling the collar really hard when they're tugging on the lead, it actually hurts the dog, and that pain that they associate with the pain that they get when we pull the lead, they associate with whatever's in front of them. It might be a car, it might be a dog. So we end up making our dogs reactive. So if you have a reactive dog, swap them onto a harness, because you are the reason why, if they're on the collar, you're the reason why you're making your dog reactive. Yeah. What I do is I do a little bit of meditation. I just relax myself, a bit hard when I'm talking to you guys, obviously. And when I'm calm, then these guys relax.
Yeah, that's really important. That's cool.
Try and do both, but we'll see.
Yeah. And you've obviously trained them to be that way from quite a young age.
From 8 weeks old, yeah. So the first thing we did was we got their collar. It's amazing how many people can't hold their collars. And if you're trying to groom your dog, you've got to be able to hold the collar to be able to do it.
Yeah. So then do you think people should be having their dogs on a harness from a young age rather than having collars? Because they'll always be pulling at their collars, and that will be a negative association.
So literally
right?
from the second we got these dogs, we bought a harness for them. And then about 2 weeks later, we bought another one. And then about 4 weeks later, we bought another one.
Yeah.
And I do hear people quite often in our puppy preschool saying, oh, I don't want to waste money. But actually, if you are teaching your dog to pull on a lead and it's hurting, you could be setting yourself up for vet bills. You could be setting yourself up for behavioural work. So, that could be in the thousands if you've got a real bad case, couldn't it? So
Yeah.
a couple of $100 for a couple of harnesses is nothing really.
Yeah.
These guys are relaxed now. We can see that
they're super chill. So Darran, probably we're coming to the end of our session, but of course Fur Love is all about skin and body health.
Yeah.
And maintaining that. Do you know if poor skin and body health, I should say, and of course I realize that there are many factors that contribute to that, but how does it affect dog behavior?
Yeah, so it's quite recently, actually last year, there was a big paper about how poor skin health can affect the nature of the dog, the behavior of the dog. And if we think about it, the skin's the biggest organ in the body, isn't it? So it's out there, and it's a first defense to everything. So in terms of medical side, it can prevent bacterial infections and that kind of stuff. If we're not feeling very well, then we're going to have poor behavior. If Twinkle wasn't very well now and I stuck my finger in her nose or something like that, she might bite me because she's just feeling a bit yucky. Yeah. But also it goes a lot deeper. If I'm suffering from like dermatitis, long-term dermatitis, stuff like that, because of skin health, then that can put a lot of stress on the body, and the immune system drops. You get all those nasty, horrible stress hormones flowing around your body. And that is really the reason why we have behavioral issues, because the dogs are stressed and can't cope with the world. So yeah, I think it's probably one of the number one things that we should be looking at. Does our dog have proper skin health?
I agree.
Associated with the behavioral issues.
Yeah. The amount of people that we had coming into, skin consults with chronic skin issues as well. It would be amazing watching their change of behavior once we got them onto a really good skin regime.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like a completely different dog, each time.
But when I'm doing my consultations, I'm always looking. The first thing I do is do a body scan effectively with my hands to see if there's any pain anywhere. And if I can get into the feet and then it's sore, then the first thing I'm recommending is either a homeopathic or a veterinary sort of preparation to do that first. Because for me, the behaviour might vanish away just by doing that, and then we can see what's left. But if I'm treating the behaviour but I'm not treating the cause, then actually what's the point?
And they're walking on the paws 24/7. Can you imagine if you've got sore feet all the time or itchy? Yeah, it would be annoying.
One is when they get a seed stuck in there.
Oh.
And then it becomes really clogged, and then it goes inside the paw.
Yeah.
Goes around it, and that's really painful. So we spend a lot of time with our fingers in there, just making sure that there's nothing in between.
Yeah. Well, that's right. They can't check themselves. They need you to do it.
And also you can put some lotion on those paws, because those paws get hit quite hard, like say, especially if they're walking on concrete in the streets where they're getting burned as well. So
yeah,
a little massage to make sure that they're all nice, and a bit of lotion on there to make sure they're nice and they're soft.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
What's going to happen?
Rachel, do you think there's another question there from our audience that we might be able to answer? We did the reactivity on the lead, maybe.
Yeah, there were quite a few. Yeah, there were quite a few about that, and barking on the lead when they go for walks, how to stop that behaviour. So you said the harness.
Yeah, so definitely using the harness, but also not pulling the lead tight. If I can use Twinkle. Twinkle's nice and relaxed at the moment, but as soon as I'm not pulling her collar here, I've got her neck, but I'm actually lifting her up. But as soon as I pull that lead back, I raise the body up and I tighten the body posture, and that's actually the attack pose. So if another dog is watching that, then it looks like the dog's about to attack. And that's why whenever you're in a park and someone pulls the lead tight on one dog, the next dog barks.
Yeah.
You've got this reaction, and it's all, thank you very much. It's all started from us pulling the lead tight. If we relax the lead, then we're less likely to have that escalation. I think Twinkle's found my notes.
She's found her notes.
Yeah. Quite funny.
I think the other question we had was in regards to Furlove's new product, obviously.
Yes, which is going to drop in the next week, guys. Thanks for asking. But of course, with the delays in Auckland, we are a week or two behind. But I'm told that it's being filled now, and we should be getting that in the next week. So watch our page.
Very exciting.
Cool. Well, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
I think there were some other questions there. Was there, Rachel? One about dog anxiety.
Yeah, dog anxiety.
Which I think is probably a huge topic. Yeah. And I would recommend going to your website, Darran, right?
Yeah, so if you've got issues like anxiety and those kind of things, just those ones a little bit outside of maybe the YouTube channels you can find.
Yeah.
Some of those, no guys. Just give me a shout, and we can, if you're in Auckland, we can arrange an online session.
Or a Zoom consult.
Yeah, or quite often I'm up in Auckland anyway, so I'll give my radio a plug. You can catch me on Magic Talk every other Sunday, and when I'm in there, if I go up to Auckland, I'm always looking to pop in and see clients then.
Cool.
After that, so.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us.
It's been fantastic.
Anytime.
Hopefully see you again soon.
Will do. Thank you, guys.
Take care. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.